The calendar app allows you to add events to a calendar and then to get alerts or notifications of some sort when the event's about to happen, or simply to check your calendar to see what you have scheduled. When you bring up calendar, it may look like this, but you want to bring up the left sidebar by clicking here. And now you can see on the left accounts just like you could with mail and with contacts. For instance, here's the iCloud account. I can open and close that. And under iCloud I can see various calendars I've created. If you go to calendar settings, you click under accounts and you could see other accounts that may have calendars as well. So here you could also use, say, your Google Calendar. You won't have as many features if you're using a third-party calendar. So you probably want to stick with iCloud and not use any others, as it could get confusing about where an event is stored if you're using more than one calendar. But if you are using non-Apple devices, you may want to use Google as kind of a universal calendar to go between all your devices instead. It's up to you. So once you have an account set up like this, you can have multiple calendars here and you can add events to them. So let's say we're going to add an event for this day right here. You can do that in many ways. I can just double click right here and add the event. And let's add lunch with Mark like that. And then you could just press return and that event is right there. Notice it's purple, which corresponds to the color here for the work calendar. You could change that right here to, say, the personal calendar if you want. And now it's green, corresponding to the personal calendar. So you could basically put different events in different calendars. And then you would also set the time and date, and you could just use numbers here to manipulate this. So 1 to 2 p.m. like that. And then you can put other information. For instance, click down here and you can add notes, a link to something, even file attachments if you like. Then you can add a location here for events. You don't need to, but you can. Remember that since iCloud syncs between all your devices, adding something like a location is really useful because you would see this event on your iPhone and actually be able to tap that location and get directions on your iPhone so you could get there. Now, these different calendars here on the left can be turned on or off. So if I only want to see my personal calendar and not my work calendar, I could turn off work and that will go away, or vice versa like that. So if you have many calendars and many events, you can turn on and off various calendars here to make it easier to see what is going on. You also have different ways to view your calendar. You can view with day view here, which will show you today or any day that you want. You can click here to see a specific day and what you have scheduled. You can scroll up and down. You can look at the list here. You can do week view, which gives you a column for each day of the week. And you can go back and forth by weeks like that. Jump to today with that button there. The month view we were looking at, and year view will give you this, and then you can jump right in to a specific day. Just click on it right there and it gives you that information, or double click and you will jump into the month. So you can easily create events, have them stored here. You can edit an event by double clicking on it and then going back in here and changing something about it if you want. You can even drag and drop if this event is going to change to be the next day. You can just drag it to the next day like that. Another way to add events is use the plus button here and then just type what you want to do. So for instance, if you want to say, dentist on Monday at 3, that's all that was needed. It figured out you probably meant 3 p.m. Figured out Monday was a week from the day that I'm recording this, so it put it right there with that title. And then you can make any changes you need to right here. Some other things that you can do with Calendar. One is that you can create a shared calendar. Anything they add you will see on the calendar, and so on. So it's a great way to coordinate events. It doesn't have to be with family though. It can be with, say, any group, a group at work. It could be with your softball team. You could have a calendar and everybody could add different events to the calendar and see what the schedule is and all of that. You can also, with different events, invite other people and use their iCloud ID. If you have them in your contacts, for instance, you can just type the name in there and it will actually invite that person. So when I send here, if they accept the invitation, it'll be added to their calendar as well. And you can also get calendar events like this sent to you, or sometimes they're at websites for meetings and such, and you click on them and it will open up Calendar and invite you to add an event to your calendar. When you get invitations, they would appear here. You click here and you would see new invitations or ones you've already replied to. With an event, you can have an alert. So here I've got the time and date and all that. I can have an alert and I could set it to give me an alert at the time of the event, 30 minutes before, 1 hour before, and so on. And you will get a notification on your Mac and other devices that this event is about to take place. And you can also set up multiple alerts. So I can hit the plus button right there and I can have it be 1 day before. So I get an alert the day before and 1 hour before the event. You can also set up things to repeat. So I can go into the time and date here and then hit repeat and have it every day, week, month, year, custom, and set daily, weekly, monthly repeats for this event here. So if it's something I want to be reminded of on the 15th of every month, then I can have it there. And you can see it repeats every month. And now if I look at the next month, I can see right there on the 15th, there's my meeting. You also may see some other calendars here, like holidays for your local area. You can turn this on and off. You'll see Siri suggestions, mostly things that in email you'll find when you get, say, confirmations for reservations or plane tickets. This calendar here would actually show those in your calendar. And birthdays, they come from the Contacts app. You can enter a birthday for a contact. And if you have this checked, then you would see those in your calendar as well. You can also go and subscribe to a calendar right here and enter a URL, but usually you would be clicking on a subscription link somewhere. So it could be a calendar, say, for trash pickup in your area, or a calendar for a sports team schedule, or it could be for work, a calendar for work, and you subscribe to that. And that's not like shared where you get to change the calendar. You don't get to change it at all. It just appears in here as one of your calendars. You can turn it on and off, and whoever's in control of that calendar, they get to change the events.